they lied about it?
I don't know. It's so weird.
GM.
Boys, we got so much. There's so much happening. There's so much happening in Asia. When we get back, there's a complete overhaul of what we do. Complete overhaul there. It's I mean, it's like, wow, we've got so much work to do. So on Friday, all of you make sure that you are available and that you have cameras on and that you have an office or something. I don't want people in the car. I don't want people driving. We've got to have a real meeting. Miles, did you hear that?
Friday at the same time as this call, yeah.
It's we'll start it at 10 a.m. South African time.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll start at 10 a.m. South African time, but it's going to be like a proper meeting, like you know, like I don't want guys like logging in from their cars, and like we're all gonna have cameras on. We're all gonna. I mean, like there's big changes. There's massive changes.
Nice.
Yeah,
all right.
Friday. Exciting.
Perfect. Sounds good.
We've learned to. We've all. I mean, all of us are buzzing. I mean, if you like Sheldon's not even like he's right in front of me. He's just writing notes. I mean, he's just sitting here writing notes.
You want to give us a few teasers?
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you like some things. Like for example, a lot of like the exchange game is all about volume, right? It's all about volume. They don't care about anything else. They just care about, do you get the volume or don't you get the volume? So, like a lot of the stuff we're doing doesn't optimize volume first. I'll give you another thing. Like we are good at YouTube, but actually what we're realizing now is that a lot of people are getting volume from places like Twitter and Instagram and TikTok. And we basically score 0 on those mediums, right? So like that's another thing that we need to fix up in our business quite urgently. Yeah. Like really.
I'm actually I've got a bunch of social media CVs. I'm having interviews this week.
Yeah. I actually interviewed someone very nice with Tomo the other day. She's based in London.
Okay.
I don't know what her story is.
Do you want to maybe give me your contact and I can connect with her this week and just catch up?
Speak to Tomo.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, like, yeah, just we've got to start treating the hosts as independent business units. So like Sheldon is an independent business unit, Miles is an independent business unit. That's how the exchanges see it. The exchanges, like, you know, like if the exchanges look at Banter, it's not like they want to look at Kyle separately and Sheldon separately and Annie separately, and then that way they can invest more in the ones that do well, and disinvest in the ones that don't do well. And so, like, you know, like basically what like the message we got loud and clear from the exchanges is every host should be generating, or the truth is they shouldn't be around, kind of thing. Like we need to look at each business unit, and each host has to be a business unit. Now, I mean, not everything begins and ends at exchanges. I'm saying like, but every host must be a business unit, and each business unit must be optimized. So that's what, like, a lot of the stuff. That's a lot of the kind of stuff that we're going to look at on Friday. So I think for now, let's not talk too much because this is also very public, this call. But let's spend a lot of time. Let's on Friday. Let's make sure we all have focused time. So Sheldon will pre-record a show. Yeah. Well, I'll give you one other thing, which is like how to make $100 a day, how to make $200 a day, how to make $10,000 a month. Like those kind of videos are like the #1 videos. That's what people want to get. That's what people want to understand. Like whether it's using a bot or whatever, like that's what people want. That's the kind of content people want. It gets everything. It gets us all the signups and it gets everything else. All right, so now
you know what's exciting about it, guys, is it's not the sense that there's more work. It's just about directing our work. Like we're actually working way too hard on content that actually doesn't play any major role. So it's just nice that we're all going to have clarity now that we're going to work the same sort of method, but all the videos now that we post, like our whole weekends are wastes. Like they're good to keep people updated with info, but they're not directed anywhere and they're not actually growing nothing. And I think it's just going to get us a lot more sharp on what we do. So it's super exciting.
Yeah, super exciting. And I think we'll also have a lot more channels. Like, I mean, like, I don't want to give away too much, but if we know one thing about the Banter channel is that Banter can explode hosts very well. But then, like, the hosts should be able to continue making other content in niche channels. And that's one of the things that we'll talk about. So yeah, that's that. Couple of other announcements before we get into content. So number one, there is a BitGet trading competition that is starting. In the BitGet trading competition, there's going to be a team for Run, a team for Sheldon, a team for Miles, a team for Annie, a team for Kyle. We're busy structuring the BitGet account to be able to give us sub accounts, which means that Sniper will have a sub account, Miles will have a sub account, Run will have a sub account, we'll all have sub accounts. And then once that's done, we're going to generate competition links for everybody. And then from that point on, we've got to go all in on BitGet, the same way we went all in on Bybit, but this time we're going in as a total Banter team. I mean, as individual teams, and not as a total Banter team. Hopefully, we'll start doing news work today and pushing it today. At all costs, we have to be the biggest and best team. And then, like, why? Because we had an incident with one of the other exchanges where they just feel that they didn't get a return on investment in us, and we need to make good. And it's not BitGet, it's other exchanges, and we need to make 100% good. So we will generate all the links for the guys today, the competition links. If not today, it'll be tomorrow. And then we're going to go all in on the BitGet competition. And then, so I think that's from a competition point of view. Second thing is, if I understand correctly, we are launching the newsroom on Banter Bubbles today, right, Josh? Josh?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, so what do we need to do to move the newsroom to Banter Bubbles?
We're launching the product again to staging in about half an hour. Then we're just going to do all the testing and stuff. And then we're going to be moving the whole news group over to Telegram. And I'll send you guys a link in about an hour from now, where you guys can just jump into the new Telegram group.
Yes. And then, okay, so you'll jump into the new Telegram. And then after my show today, so today during my show, I'll still use WhatsApp. Straight after my show today, don't post anything on the old group. Post everything in Telegram from that point on. Now, the way that it works is all your Telegram handles are linked to your Twitter handles, your Twitter profiles. So it means that you'll use Telegram, but then if people click your post on Telegram, they'll follow you on Twitter. So it kind of means the more active you are in the news group on the app, the more Twitter followers you'll get, because it'll direct people to Twitter, so that it'll make you Twitter famous if you know
That's
what I'm
awesome.
saying. Yeah. So yeah. So that's happening today. So again, up until the show, up until the end of the show, we use the WhatsApp group, because I still use the WhatsApp group during the show. After the show, we go straight into Telegram, and then we stay in Telegram, and hopefully it will all work and everything will be fine. And we'll let you guys know when it's going live. One other point, just make sure
you're not closing the WhatsApp, hey?
No, we're not going to close it, because we may need to migrate back at some point to something.
And there's data in there as well that's useful. Just
exactly.
FYI.
Yes. Okay. Now, so let's just quickly talk about the rules of engagement in the Telegram group. So I don't mind if you guys want to banter a little bit, but remember, it is a research group, and like some banter is fun, but when you guys get into deep bullshit discussions about whether Solana, problem is that we still use, it's got to be like a Bloomberg terminal, but with a little bit of banter. Now, what I saw on the weekend when I started commenting on the thing was where it just became like a chat, and that's not the purpose of that group. It's not a chat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Perhaps
It's gonna
still
be-
keep
it's
the
gonna
chat to WhatsApp if you want to use.
Yeah, you want to
Chat.
chat in WhatsApp, but if you want to drop links in that, drop the links in Telegram, and you can chat a bit. You can chat a bit, but just don't make it a chat. Cool, you guys got that.
Yeah. Sounds good.
All right, amazing. All right, cool. Let's talk about content. Sorry, and we've been in meetings all morning, so I think all of us, neither myself nor Sheldon, have know much about what's going on in the markets.
You're not missing much. Obviously this week is FOMC week, Wednesday.
Okay, great.
We have had an uptick in PPI, CPI month on month, so they are still saying that it's a 90+% chance of no rate hike. But if there was ever a month to potentially scare or raise without people realizing, it's this month, because those upticks have been pretty serious. So that's definitely something to watch.
So the market's telling us the market's saying 99% chance there's no interest rate hike, right? But you're saying that
90 plus, yeah.
99% right now, no hike. So yeah, but the only issue is you've got high CPI and PPI, so that can be the reason of a surprise. But I don't think so. It's gonna happen. Like majority of the firms are expecting no change. So
yeah,
you've got the Binance and SEC
So-
case today.
what do you mean the Binance and SEC case today? You mean the hearing?
The hearing, yeah. You've got the hearing today at 9 UTC, 9 p.m.
Oh wow.
7
Okay,
p.m.
that's quite,
7 p.m. I guess.
Okay, that's quite big. What are we expecting there?
There's no such expectations, because we're gonna see, because there are a lot of troubles with Binance right now. So the things are gonna come out. No such expectations right now.
We don't
I'm
know
seeing a
if
lot of
those
fun on Twitter as well about
Fields
like
documents
getting
came out at the end of last week, and we don't know if those documents will be unsealed. But it's it's basically just a progression hearing. It's we don't know what's going to be in it. We don't know what's going to come out of it. There's no title to it. It's just a hearing on
It's a hearing.
Binance case.
It's a hearing.
Yep, and it's today at I don't know what time
Fair
before that, but yeah.
Yeah. The conference video actually didn't do too badly after the whole mess up. Right? It's on 40,000. Could have been much worse after the mess up yesterday.
Yeah, you weren't too happy. Rightly
Yeah,
so.
I'm saying as far as our conference videos go, I think this one's tracking pretty well.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of learnings. The first thing is Adrian is a great TV producer. He doesn't really know how to make YouTube content. So I'm trying to teach him. The next one will be much shorter, and it will be much more YouTube friendly. It will be much more YouTube friendly. Like, he should have started off the video with Arthur Hayes calling for the bull market. You know what I mean?
100%. We gotta start optimizing shows for that.
Yeah.
The
reason why I was so upset
bigger this year than last year.
About twice the size. It was incredible. The content was incredible. You don't understand. It is full on bull market here in Asia.
Wow.
It's interesting that he thinks that we're going to have such a his Bitcoin prediction for 2024 is 70K, but he thinks that the bull market is going to be the biggest one that we've had to date.
Yeah, maybe also.
So that's what I'm thinking. Like, I think there will be a huge spread, a huge spread.
Yeah. Let's talk about okay. Let's carry on with content.
So China is trying to stem the bleeding by pumping back up the stock market that just is relentlessly getting sold into, which is interesting. Also, this week in September of this week is historically the worst September week in the last 50 years. So every September this week in the stock market for the last 50 years is historically the worst one, which is interesting that we've got the FOMC stuff coming up as well. But it seems that a lot of people are more poised towards a breakout.
Where did you get that? Where did you get that data that it's the worst week? Do you have like a
Yeah,
like some
I have it.
reference?
It is. It says the upcoming days
FX.
are the weakest days for stocks of the year, like comparably to the last 31 years.
Okay.
Also, you're a bit fed up of China news, but if you want to know a lot of things are happening there, I'll just give bullet points.
Yeah.
So firstly, you've got China basically banned the forex trading. Why? Because yuan is decreasing at a very badly. Basically, it's at an all-time low, yearly low. Secondly, gold in China is trading at a premium against other countries.
And so is Bitcoin.
Thirdly, yeah, Bitcoin as well. And
Yeah.
thirdly, you've got what else was there? Yeah, Evergrande lost 25% value again. So trading like a penny stock now. So all these things, and China is in danger again. It's in the news.
Wow. It's actually quite a big story that gold and Bitcoin are trading higher.
Yep. It's quite a. And I was kind of surprised by it at the start, but then I checked because you can't really check. It's tough to actually see the price of Bitcoin on Chinese exchanges because you can't get onto them. But yeah, Bitcoin was trading at like 30K and gold was trading at a premium. I don't know what price, but both of them are trading at a premium, or were anyway over the weekend.
We can build a story behind like all of this. China has done like nothing major happening in macro, but crypto, yes, we were trying to build the doc on Friday as well, and so retail is leaving and institutions are coming in. That was one of the narratives that we had. So retail leaving, we've got Bybit leaving UK, you've got Binance US, all the issues happening with the Binance US thing. You've got other things in retail. I'm not sure what they were, but institutions coming in. So you've got Deutsche Bank coming in now. So we were building this narrative. I'm not sure if you like this narrative.
Yeah, basically the narrative. Well, it was on Friday. We had the Bybit news leaving the UK. We had Binance leaving all of these countries. We had BitGet having to remove. I can't remember what country it was. And then we had like Deutsche Bank opening this. We'd Fidelity opening this EDX exchange with Charles Schwab. We've all of these sort of institutional big players trying to either make an exchange or get involved in some way. And we have all these little exchanges like Binance and Bybit just being belittled and sort of shrinking. That's what we tried to do on Friday.
Yeah. I mean, one of the narratives that did come out of the token 2049 is that the next bull market is going to be institutionalized. Now, the question is, are the institutions going to trade on Binance? Probably not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You see Deutsche Bank executing trades on Binance?
No. Everyone from Token 2049 seems to be talking about, real world assets.
Real world assets, institutionalization, and AI.
What do you mean if they're not going to be trading on Binance? Are you trying to say they're going to be trading on other exchanges, or they're basically all going to be building like the kind of like own in-house desks?
Well, I don't know. I'm just thinking to myself, like if you think about BlackRock, right now there's only one place for them to trade, and that's Coinbase. Like so, literally everyone's trading on Coinbase, right? So I mean that's great, but it's not going to last forever.
Yeah, which is why Fidelity is building EDX markets, right? Like these are the exchanges which are going to come in for institutions. So yeah, that's the main narrative. Retail is why is retail going away and institutions coming in now? Is it deliberately done by institutions? That's the question.
And surely if the BlackRock thing comes to fruition, then I mean the end goal, they probably just buy Coinbase.
Well, yeah. I mean, if Coinbase want to sell, number one, number two, I think Coinbase want to be the next JP Morgan. You know what I mean? And they don't want to be like beholden to one asset manager. So I don't think it's that straightforward. But I just think that there's going to be a lot more trading execution hubs that start rising.
Yep. Any
So
Any,
what does that mean for retail?
It means retail will carry on using Binance, and then institutions will start using Coinbase, Coinbase Plus, Coinbase Plus Plus.
yeah,
I don't know.
Well, what are those? What are those big Asian exchanges? I know Hashdex is one. There's one or two others that are trying to get these licenses out there. I think
Well,
Hashdex.
That's
crypto
Hong
is-
Kong. So that's Hong Kong. That's Hong Kong. So that's not Asia. It's mainly Hong Kong. The main thing about those is that any exchange that was operating in that jurisdiction is actually not allowed to operate anymore. Like
Yeah.
Bybit can't operate in Hong Kong anymore.
Yeah, where like by the sound of things, Bybit they're playing it pretty safe, and they're quote unquote working with regulators. But Ben said that he will ultimately have to stop business in the UK. He'll have to stop business here. He'll have to where the hell are they gonna? It's crazy.
Well, that's what Rand said to you. That's what Rand said to you. That's what Rand said to you ages
Yeah.
ago. It's just a matter of time. It's a squeeze. It's going to happen, which is why we need to meet on Friday, all of us.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. What else is there? What else is there content-wise? I feel
You've
very
got
out
some-
of touch because I haven't been watching content this weekend. Like I didn't usually I watch a lot of content, but this weekend I really had no time to watch.
You had some mini sections like Mark Cuban's wallet got hacked, but George has already talked about it. Shiva's burn rate, he's talked about that as well. But we can talk about Meta was
The Mark Cuban hack. The Mark Cuban hack is a very big thing. It's a very, very big thing. And we maybe need to spend a few minutes just talking about it. The reason why
it's nearly $1 billion.
No, it wasn't. It was $870,000 plus $2 million, which he managed to rescue.
Oh, million dollars. Sorry.
Yeah. So the reason why the Mark Cuban thing is such a big thing is because you got to think about crypto like a hotel, and you got to think about all the users as customers. And the problem is that if the people come to a hotel, have a bad experience, then the next time they're just not going to come to the hotel. They're going to go to a different hotel, right? Problem is that this is what we managed to do was we managed to bring Mark Cuban, who's, love him or hate him, he's really famous and really influential. We managed to bring him to our hotel. Problem is he came to the hotel and he got fucked over. So now, he's not going to rush back here. The same thing with Mr. Wonderful. Mr. Wonderful came here, got fucked over, right? So, if people keep coming to a hotel and keep having a bad experience, and bad experience equals losing money in speculating and losing money in, it's going to be very hard to bring them back. It's like opening a restaurant, serving bad food, and then the next week getting a new chef, next bull run get a new chef, and then say everybody come back here. And they're all going to go, no, we came there last time, it was a bad experience. So it's like we're burning our customers every single time. It's really bad, and I think we should have a section talking about it and actually breaking down that psychology.
Well, that's a fair point regarding Mark O'Leary, or not Mark O'Leary. What's his name again?
Kevin
O'Leary. Yeah. Like these people with massive influence and very successful in prior years doing other things, testing their luck with crypto, exactly, and then just getting messed up. And they're not going to say nice things about crypto now. So,
while I like your analogy, Ron, while I like your analogy, if you go with that route, then you say, a good report is written, or that hotel does a renovation, and all of a sudden things come back to sort of normality, and these players actually want to be at the forefront again because they want to say, oh no, how we got in and we got scolded, but it's coming back to life. No,
no, they won't come back. You won't, because you know what, you're also embarrassed. So think about Mark Cuban now. He came to crypto, he got screwed over, right? He got embarrassed. So you'd rather say look, why must I go back there? I was embarrassed there. I look like a fool. I've got egg all over my face. It's a shit scammy industry. I think what we should do is we should try and find the data on how many Bitcoin, how many crypto holders made versus lost money in like net, and we should just show like that. You know, we're already we got. You said Sheldon says KSI with it. Yeah, like people lost money on Luna. People lost money. Like we need to try and find like some data that shows how many people lost money to show how, the good part is. So what we need to show is that most people are losing money. We're losing customers. The good part is that those people that actually stay around now, that if you survived all of it, you'll end up making a lot of money. I've seen this before.
Yeah, I think the thing with like obviously Mark Cuban as well and Kevin O'Leary, one of the most damaging components I see of it is that the space isn't actually ready to have these people in it, and that's a concerning thing from a growth perspective. Is that when they do come in and these events happen, like it's just reiterating the fact that the space isn't ready to be able to cope with that level of investor if their funds aren't safe and they get fucked over in the way that they have.
Yeah. But remember, these guys are investors.
Yeah.
I think it was, did Sheldon just, I think he said KSI there. Yeah, that's a fair point. KSI came in, was a massive Luna advocate, lost a load of money, and he hasn't tweeted on his crypto account since. And every time he mentions crypto on a podcast, he says bad things and says never again, this sort of stuff. So
yeah, so
let's build the section. He's like, he literally lost 3.3 million in one day. He tried to buy the Luna dip.
Yeah, he bought the Luna dip at $2 million.
On account again. Like he stopped. He's done like now he wants nothing to do with crypto. He's a big name. Same with Logan Paul. Same with all these guys.
Logan Paul also is similar to KSI, although Logan actually did have I know CoffeeZilla sort of.
A lot of them lost in NFTs as well. Like a lot of them lost at Bored Ape, and like you know, we obviously had a lot of superstars that bought in, and they all probably 70-80% down right now.
Yeah, well, Logan Paul scammed all those people out of NFTs, and now he's making another scam again.
Is he? You also see guys like like Justin Bieber bought an ape for like $1.8 million, and that's the same. Like the only bid he has now for like I don't know, like $30,000.
Yep.
Yeah, and that is where this space is absolutely brutal, because for the people coming in, they get caught up in the retail hype cycle. Like they have absolutely no idea the amount of pain they're about to be in once it finishes. Now, I mean, for the lucky ones that stay involved and understand like how volatile this is, then sure, but we're a small percentage. So yeah, it's a good point that you bring up, Bran.
Yeah. Well, okay, cool. What else? Let's get a few other things. So I mean, China's one section, the FOMC is another section.
CZ,
what else is
Binance hearings, one section.
Yeah, I mean, the section can be like 2 minutes because there's not much, like we don't know anything about it. It's just the hearings.
Yep. There's an incentive.
Oh, sorry, you go, Joe.
There's a proposal for Arbitrum's first incentive program. 50 million Arbitrum are up for potentially to be allocated to incentives through till January 2024. So we talked about, obviously the proposal still has to pass, but we talked about Arbitrum being down really badly and just been down only the last couple of months. It was like $1.20 not even a month ago, and now it's 80 cents. If these incentive program passes and like we saw those big players capitulating a week or two ago, hey, I don't think Arbitrum is the worst looking token.
Yeah, also, I mean, my boots are full of Arbitrum, but if they weren't, I'd be buying them.
Can show that retention chart as well, Joe.
Exactly. Yeah, we talked about that on Friday.
Yeah.
We were saying around the users on Arbitrum, the retention there is like ridiculously high.
Yeah.
So just to add to that section of you showing the guys losing the money, I think you also want to bring a little bit of the positive to it and just show the other side as well of the people that have made ridiculous money in that time too. And I think the message
that's
across
the Avishal tweet.
Great, it doesn't mean that Yeah, it doesn't mean that just because you have lots of money, doesn't mean you're going to make money in the space. Like, it comes down to being invested and understanding the space, because there is a shit ton of money. And even the guys that come in and they think they got a lot of money, they got no knowledge in the game, and they get destroyed. So I think it's nice to show both sides that of the successes and the losses. And it doesn't matter if you're a person with $100 now or a person with $1 million now. Just invest your time in the space, keep studying this stuff, and you want to be on the right side.
Right, Sheldon.
Yeah,
I think those are some of the best shows, to be honest. If you could build a long enough segment on that, and the Avishal tweet.
Well, you got Avishal's tweet. Yeah, Avishal tweets.
I think
So the
those are
yeah.
incredible shows, and actually could get, like, if structured well, get like amazing watch time, and those are the kinds of shows that could really go viral.
Yeah.
If you structure it well enough.
Yeah, I think that's a fantastic idea as well. Like, if you can actually put together a show that lets everyone know what the actual payoff is going to be by investing your time into this right now, and learning the ins and the outs of it to position yourself, then and teaching them the skills of how to do it.
Find that Avishal video. Got to find that Avishal video. I don't believe it. The video doesn't exist. I mean, like, it just doesn't make sense. The video doesn't exist.
Yes, I think
I tried a lot, but not able to find it.
Yeah, neither.
He also explicitly said that there is no video, or someone said.
I'll ping him and see if he can send it directly. I'm sure they usually give them copies of this video because they're speakers.
That'd be awesome.
If he can. I mean, he's West Coast, so I doubt that he'd have it ready, but I'll try.
Yep.
What else?
For bases, TVL surpassing Solana. So if you want to make a mini section on that.
Yeah.
The tide is slightly turning. I'm not. The general consensus around the friend tech is slightly turning. I've noticed in the last couple of days. No, TVL is still at the highs, but people were making these aggregators and just making it free. And there's an argument here that friend tech can just do what they want. They can shut down these aggregators because it basically ruins their whole business model of basically pay gating this information. But these aggregators are basically making it free for all these top accounts. So if you wanted to see what the founder of Friendtech, which costs 9 ETH to get a key to, you can see it for free on these things. And they're basically shutting them all down. They're blocking access to all of their accounts. But people are saying it's fair because it's basically blocking what Friendtech is doing. It's the whole business model, which I get, but also, it's a weird argument. There's a bit of turmoil in the Friendtech world at the moment.
Yeah. Okay.
Also potential. I've only seen one other person speaking about it at the moment, which is, I mean, it's very clear that the central exchanges have been going after. So whether there's anything around that in regards to how to prepare yourself, how to, position yourself accordingly, if that is to continue, how to keep yourself safe and that sort of thing, I think is relevant.
Yeah, so that's not the kind of shit people want to watch, to be honest. People want to know, are they going to make him lose money and how they're going to make him lose money.
Okay.
Yeah. What else, guys? Listen, we're gonna jump. Let me and Sheldon jump. I think thumbnail. One option is to go something around China and what's happening in China. Another option is to go with this is traditionally the worst week of the year for stock markets or ever. That's another thumbnail.
Binance hearing can be a tile.
Binance in court.
Yeah.
Will that work? I mean, Joe, Kellen, do those things work?
I think Binance pulls a lot of people.
But it's
Binance
just
in court.
Yeah, I suppose we can do that. Kapoor, it says 7. What 7 is that? Is it 7 UTC? I think it is.
Yeah, it's UTC. Yeah.
Okay,
7
that's the way in the night. Okay.
Yeah, but you've
What
got
about
those things as well, right? So Binance thumbnail would be good.
what about? I mean, I don't know if it'll work. and maybe we've missed the boat, but like Mark Cuban and then like a big thing saying, "I'm not leaving, motherfuckers," or something along those lines.
I like that.
It'll probably be the biggest segment of the show, so I don't know if you want to get these massive names like Logan Paul and stuff on the tile.
You could do something with Mark Cuban where he's like with a Shark Tank, like I'm out.
I'd get something with KSI because he's obviously trending with the upcoming fight on YouTube. I mean, their videos are just getting millions and millions of views. He's like,
and he's a YouTuber,
been trending for the
so
last
he's more
2
native
weeks.
to the users.
Exactly.
You guys work it out. You guys work it out. Sheldon and I have got to run to a meeting quickly, so you guys work it out.
Sure.
All right, kids. Have a good day.
Okay.